Hunting the backyard this morning. Getting a little bit of a late start, but ain't a big deal. Keep thinking about that food plot where I killed that doe last week. There's so much deer sign up in there, and some of y'all may be wondering, why do I have a muzzleloader in this tiny little bow hunting setup? There's one good reason. I'd rather bow hunt here. I should have carried both, but if I have a really big buck and there's some brush, I'll shoot a muzzleloader through a little bit of brush, but obviously not my bow. And I'm only hunting for a really big buck. If I see a good one, I'll let it walk if it's not a really, really good one. So I got one tag. Remember, I got one buck tag left because I shot that young 8-point last weekend, so I'm being real picky. And I'm not going to let a giant get away from me because there's a few twigs in the way. So I got my muzzleloader, but I'm not going to be shooting past bow range if I shoot anything. I got a small doe. There's a buck grunting coming up my way. Sounds like a buck pushing a doe around. It's grunting quite a bit. It doesn't sound mature, but it's hard to tell sometimes. Well, it's only about 8 o'clock. I got a text from a buddy who hunts a property across the creek from another private property I hunt. He said he just shot a really big one and it crossed to my side. So, I may have to go down there and help him look for it and possibly bring the canoe to float it out, because it's better to get a deer out of there by the creek than going a half mile back in there through thickets. So I don't want to call this hunt early, but I probably need to get over there. Well, there's a doe out in the front field. It's too early to quit hunting, but I gotta go get stuff ready. And okay, a little quick update. I met up with my buddy who had shot a buck across the creek on another property that he hunts, ran onto my side. And so we've been tracking this deer for a few hours, and he's gone a long ways, and then we finally kind of lost blood. And I had a really cool encounter with a young buck when I was looking through the thicket, and that was pretty cool. He walked right up to me and found a really nice shed antler too. But all that aside, we couldn't find the deer, so we back out, and when we're walking out on this trail, we jumped a buck and a doe right off the trail in the thicket and walked in there, and sure enough, there's fresh blood. So he's going to have a dog out in the thicket at some point this afternoon to pick up the trail again. I'm not hunting too far away. I'm actually hunting, and I'll be climbing the sketchy little sycamore tree in a thicket right on the edge of some thicker cedars where it opens up into a little bit of a more open area. And I have a trail camera in there and just pulled the card and had a couple good bucks on it. So we may have stomped all over here this morning, but deer are wide open right now. We've seen bucks and does just cruising around here while looking for blood. I'm going to slip up in there, and hopefully I'll have a good setup and be able to get a clear shot. So I'll see y'all in the tree. just got climbed up. I got a doe behind me. Well, most of the deer went right behind me where there's no clear shot. As it started to get dark, I couldn't even see him anymore, but it sounded like a doe came through, and then a buck grunted and came after her. And then another deer came by that walked like a buck. It just sounded different. I think I'm in a good spot, but it's so hard to hunt this thicket. To be completely honest, I'd be better off on the ground if I could find a good little spot of cover to set up. But anyway, I'm gonna climb down. I'm freezing. I forgot my jacket. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I don't remember seeing this scrape here last weekend. It's pretty fresh too. I'm in the same tree I was last weekend. I think it's a good spot, so I wanted to give it another go. Had a buck chasing a doe across the slough. I couldn't tell how big he was. He didn't look like a monster, but I couldn't really tell. Now, buddy Justin is hunting across the slough, but he's not close to me. He's a little ways down. But I'll text him and let him know what I saw, just in case they circle around to him. Another buck. That doe must be hot. It's 10 o'clock. I'm gonna go back to the canoe and go back and get my reloads and my snacks, which I left in the truck. And then probably gonna meet up with Justin and we'll do some scouting before figuring out where to set up for the afternoon. We spotted a buck cruising. He looked pretty decent, didn't he? Yeah, you'd probably be good just to ease up in there a little ways. Well, Justin can only hunt another half hour or so he's going to ease on into where we saw that buck. And I'm going to go pick a spot, depending on what the wind is doing. I'd like to go into a spot I hunted last year. Well, I ended up hunting off the ground this afternoon and kind of fell asleep for most of the afternoon. But I woke up a little while before dark and I saw one deer. But that'll be about it for this weekend. Hopefully I'll be back in the woods soon. I'll catch y'all later.